Good morning. Hi, Marvin. I have my friend Marvin today because today is M in our alphabet series and it's Monday morning and we're going to have a magnificent time together because today we're going to be talking about the letter M. And so many things begin with M. But before I get ahead of myself, how about if we sing the ABC song? Would you like to do that, Marvin? Marvin says yes. Here we go. Everybody, can you clap a beat? Can you snap your fingers? Join me. Ready, set, go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now we know our ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? What's that, Marvin? Marvin wants me to tell you lots of words that begin with M. M is a consonant, and it's so reliable. One of my favorites is candy called M&Ms. Marvin likes them. Do you like them too? We also have animals like mice and moose and muskrat. And my favorite M word, mom. Don't we all love our moms? And mustard on hot dogs. Like I said, we're going to have a magnificent day today with the letter M. So here it is. And I thought what might be fun today is to make an M with sticks before we try to trace it. So I was thinking that it looks a little bit like this, an M. We have these, and you can make it with pebbles in the sand, anything that you've got. There's an M. Let's make it with the whiteboard today. Marvin's going to help me. We go up the mountain, down the valley, up the mountain, down the valley. M! Lots of fun. And today, what I thought we would do for a little craft is make a monkey puppet, so you could have one too. So look what I've got here. I just have a brown paper bag. I'm using some paper that I'm just recycling, and we're going to make a puppet with the monkey. And I cut out a couple of things so it would go a little bit faster. So the first thing I cut out was the eyes, and I decided not to use circles, and that's okay. There are templates, by the way, you can get online and print out if you don't want a freehand cut. I like to freehand cut. I'm just going to put those like that and put his little dot eyes. Like that. I got a little glue on my hands. Do you feel a little icky when you get glue on your hands? So I liked this. I saw this. Somebody had this idea of doing this like a heart. And that is really cool. And then you put this oval right in front of right on it. Like this. Okay? It doesn't look quite as much like a mouth until we do this. We can make a big shiny mouth, and we can make a dot for nose. And there was one thing I was going to show you today, and I was going to make hair. And the way I was going to make hair was just cut a square, this freehand cut, and I just cut a little square. And I'm going to go on the other end of it and make it kind of spiky. Almost like doing little ends and stuff. I'm not sure how that will look, but I think it's fun to try. And so then I'm going to have like spiky hair that I'm just going to glue on the back of this. Like this. Let's see. if I have a monkey puppet. I do. Look at Marvin, you've got a friend. Look at this. Isn't that cool? And for today's story, I was thinking of the most famous monkey of all, Curious George. And this book is by Margaret and H.A.Rey. And it's Curious George Goes Camping. And many people are doing that right now because it's summer and so much fun. George and his friend, the man with the yellow hat, were going on a camping trip. A ranger greeted them at the entrance of the park. Have a great time, he told them. They drove to a lake. Here's a good spot to set up, George, said the man with the yellow hat. Let's get unpacked, he said to George. I'll go get some water to cook with. You can look around, George, but don't get into trouble. You have to use a lot of different equipment for camping. George went exploring. At one campsite, George saw a man cooking some fish for his family. It smelled good. Look, they have a tent. At another campsite, a girl was pouring water over the campfire. I wonder why she was doing it. Maybe it was time for that family to leave. I want to make sure it's completely out, she told George. One spark could start a whole forest fire. George walked on until he saw a small tent. Inside was a thin pole standing right in the middle. Suddenly, George heard footsteps. Someone was coming. He jumped into the tent and knocked over the pole. Who's in there? A man shouted. Come out right now. He was angry. I'd be angry if somebody was in my tent too. I'd also be a little scared. George crawled out and ran away. The man ran after him. George climbed to the top of a tall tree. Now he was safe. From the tree, he could see the man with the yellow hat returning to the campsite with a bucket of water. Their tent is set up and a nice chair to sit in and a grill. Then George saw something scary. Smoke coming from an empty campsite. Fire! And the wood is so dry that a fire can spread quickly. George had to stop the fire, and he knew just what to do. He climbed down and ran to get the bucket of water from his own campsite. What good thinking, George. George grabbed the bucket and ran past the other campers. Where's that monkey going? A camper shouted. Daddy, I see smoke, yelled a little girl. The man with the yellow hat came rushing out of his tent. Fire, he yelled. Quick, let's go. Everyone ran after George. George dumped his bucket on the fire. Everybody helped pour water on the fire until it was out. The ranger came to see what had happened. So did the man whose tent had fallen down. Good job, George, he said. Sorry I was angry at you. You're a real fine scout, said the ranger. Hooray for George, everyone shouted. George and the man with the yellow hat went back to their campsite to have dinner. George, said the man with the yellow hat, you did all right today. And boys and girls, you did all right today with this M and making a puppet. And I hope that you have a magnificent Monday morning. Thanks so much for joining me today. Tune in next time for N. Bye for now.